often you hear that this is the white man's world, or white Christian men run the world, or whatever flavor of the month people want to use to blame all their problems on white males. I'm going to offer something a little bit different. You have half of it right. In terms of media, politics, big business. So like you got the trifecta, right? So Hollywood, Washington, D.C., New York City. If you were to break it down like in that Bermuda Triangle there, do those three locations run the world? Yeah, kind of. I mean, yeah, well, for the sake of this talk, yeah, kind of. Have you ever been to Los Angeles, Washington, D.C., or New York City? It's very gay. Very, very gay. D.C. is very gay. Los Angeles is very gay. New York City is very gay. So I would argue more so that gay white men run the world. Fashion, media, some level of sports, politics, big business, Wall Street types. Because in my experience, there's more of that archetype in Hollywood, in New York, in Washington, D.C., than there are otherwise. And I've hung out in both those places. I've trained in both those places. I've worked in both those places. I've socialized in both those places. Begged for work in both those places. Begged for dates in all those places. I been there, done that. So I'm talking from experience. Is it unbalanced? Is it 100% gay white men run the world? No, not exactly. I'm being facetious, but I'm just saying there's a lot of gay white men that have more power than most straight gay white men, or straight white men. And, I think that there is a reason why teenage Hispanic boys that come across the border just magically disappear. I think there is a gay white man somewhere in this country, in the lower 48 states, dare I say North America, that is going to make Epstein look like a common $2 pimp. And that's going to come out any day now. And it's going to be very bad for the gay community. There's a notion that gay men like young, blonde-haired, blue-eyed boys. And that's true. And I used to be one, so I get it. But those aren't easy to come by. This sounds really sick and disturbing, I get it, but hear me out. What's easy to come by in North America and Central America and in our hemisphere is brown boys. coming over the border. They go into sex work. They go into porn. They go into, you don't need to know English to whip it out. And they get, they get used and abused, and they get dropped off in Skid Row, or in Harlem, or on the South Bronx, or in the bad side of Chicago, and the bad side of DC, blah, blah, blah. And that's the end of them. It's sick. I get it. I'm going to switch gears here for a minute. I worked out at a gym in the Valley, and I was quickly smartened up to what kind of clientele went to this gym. If you know anything about the San Fernando Valley, it's where all the adult films are made. And this gym was an adult film industry gym. And first couple of times I went, the first week I went, I was like, I kind of knew, but I didn't. And then, but I did, but I didn't. And my trainer kind of hit me up to it like, yeah, most of these people are, in the business. I'm just a big fat white comedian, But that was interesting. And they were good looking. They were really good looking. And I get that. DC, you get guys in custom suits and all that. But I was on lunch break in New York City, and I went for a walk. I had a beer, a cup of coffee or something. I was just smoking a cigarette, just walking. I wasn't paying attention. My shoe was untied. Tied my shoe. I got up, and my brain melted. I was across the street in the same neighborhood as the New York Fitness Club in Chelsea, a neighborhood in New York City. And if you're into, if you will, specifically Puerto Rican men or biracial men, and you have a net worth of $100 million or more, and you're white, and you can somewhat get by, out of anywhere in the world, this particular neighborhood is where you go to find your husband. A+++++++ men, specifically brown men. I'll take the Pepsi challenge with Chelsea to Brazil, to Sao Paulo, to Paris, to anywhere in Europe, to anywhere in the Middle East, to anywhere in Asia, anywhere in South America, anywhere in California or the South. I mean, I've been to these places. I've been in America anyway. I've been to the major party cities and all that stuff, and where the gay men are power brokers, and they're supposedly the most beautiful men. This particular neighborhood in New York City, Chelsea, are the absolute most beautiful gay men anywhere on planet Earth. And they get picked off. I don't mean murdered or anything. They get older, they, want to cash in. These men find rich white husbands. God. If my brain's melting just thinking about it. I think that if you're a gay man and you're into brown beauties, the best place to be in the lower 48 states is in the tri-state area. Northern New Jersey, Southern New York, and Connecticut. You're not going to find better looking biracial and Hispanic men, specifically Puerto Rican, outside of the tri-state area. Not in Florida, not in Texas, not in Southern California, not in DC. You're just not. I gave you a lot of information. It was kind of jumbled. I apologize, but I just had to get that out.